some valuable lessons. First of all, we've realized after all these years that we can no longer have a show at the Port Shepstone Borough Fields, certainly not in the condition that they're in at the moment. It all started on Thursday night. By Thursday afternoon, everything was set up beautifully, and the exhibitors were moving on to their stands and that, and all our mechanisms were in place. And then Thursday night, the heavens opened, and we were inundated with water. And unfortunately, there's no proper drainage on the field, so the water had nowhere to go. And consequently, when we came back to the grounds on Friday, it was a mud bath, a virtual mud bath. And all of us working at the grounds, all the lions and lion ladies and helpers, we already have a lot on our plate. We brought in 31 truckloads of sawdust, spread it out. We used a bobcat to sort out the roadways. And yeah, it was inconvenient not just for us, but for the visitors, and particularly for the exhibitors. We felt the most sorry for them, because they normally, at every year's show, have a parking area in the quarry next to Mbango Valley, and it was totally inaccessible with the rain. The quarry was also a mud bath, so the exhibitors unfortunately could not park in the grounds. There's not enough space for them to park in the grounds. They had to park at the Port Shepstone High School with the visitors, and take buses, taxis, to the showgrounds. So they were very inconvenienced with this whole process, and I felt very sorry for them. Those that had stock to offload at their stands, we allowed them to come in, but they had to remove their vehicles again. And yeah, they were very patient with us. One or two got a bit upset, but most of them were very patient with us, and we really appreciated that.
Well, you did a good job, because on Saturday with the sawdust, yes. you wouldn't have guessed that there was such a problem.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Saturday, we were very fortunate in that the sun came out on Friday morning, and it remained sunny for the rest of the weekend. Had it continued to rain, I don't know where we would have been. I think people would have basically stayed away. But the sun came out, and the roadways were sorted out by Friday night and Saturday morning, and then we basically could carry on. But unfortunately, the arena events were affected because the arena was very soggy, so we couldn't have many vehicles in the arena. But we made an alternative arrangement with some of the events. And yes, we learned a valuable lesson also with the comedy evening. The entertainment that we sourced for the night wasn't actually suitable for the crowd of people that was there. I'm not saying it was bad entertainment, it was very good, I'm sure. I wasn't there. But the Bollywood didn't go down too well with the people, and people were leaving early. And the comedian also performed only for half an hour. And we normally have a comedian that performs for an hour. And we were under the impression that he was going to, but apparently the contract, which was not signed by us but signed by the person who organizes our entertainment, was only for half an hour. So that's something we need to look at in the future. But nonetheless, we had a good evening on the Friday night. Good crowd of people came to that. All the DJs were excellent. The high school talent contest was a big success. The Miss Port Shepstone Lion Show, the very first one we've ever had, was a huge success, and we're very grateful for that. The entertainment in the arena was good. The beer tent was fine. The Saturday night we expected more people with freshly ground. I'd say the beer tent was about half full. But you could see the people that came to support that were people that are huge supporters of freshly ground. And then on Sunday we had the finals of the Miss Lion Show, and in the afternoon we had a whole lot of local bands coming and performing in the beer tent, which was very, very popular with the people. So all in all, we tried a lot of different things this year. Some worked, some didn't. A lot of the people that came to the showgrounds complained. They said that it's the same old every year. And it is a problem, especially with regard to flea markets. We need to move away from that completely. And that's something we're going to be discussing in earnest at our show post-mortem meeting that will be coming up in a couple of weeks.
Let's go back to the venue. Any alternatives that you can think of? Where do you go from there?
Look, we haven't negotiated with anybody yet. That will be decided at our show post-mortem meeting. There are alternative venues. One is Douglas Mitchell. The other one is the Desmond Goodside's place, up at the runway, where about Desi's racetrack. We obviously still want to approach him and speak to him about it and see how he feels. We also want to change the entire concept of the show. It's no longer going to be the Lion Show. If I'm just guessing at the moment, we still got to make this, have this discussion in our post-mortem meetings and from then onwards. We want to change the whole concept. We want to give the show a theme. Just for argument's sake, a motoring and outdoor expo show.
So when you say no more Lion Show, it won't be the main Lions won't.
Probably won't be called the Lion Show anymore. And I'm just guessing here because we still need to have the meeting. But we say, for example, we turn it into a Lions Motoring and Outdoor Expo. By doing that, the exhibitors that are at the show must only be motoring or outdoor related. And then we won't have this business of these flea marketeers coming in and selling Chinese knockoffs and things like that, because that's a problem. And I feel sorry for those exhibitors that spend tens of thousands of rands on their stands having to put up with these Chinese knockoffs. And they are a problem for us every year. So we're looking at that. That's obviously something we're going to discuss. And also, but we'll still keep the beer tent entertainment, which is always a popular thing on the South Coast. Possibly still keep the arena going. And it all depends on the venue that we organise. You know, we want to go and sit and talk to Desi and see how he feels. And if he does accept, then we'll have to go, or obviously according to his terms, set up the show and everything. I've personally been to that venue. I've been to one of the Desi drifting, and I love that venue. I think it's perfectly situated. Central accesses are easy. Drainage is good there. It's a beautiful venue, and I don't think there's too many people that will be affected by the noise of the show.
Won't parking be a bit of a problem there? I agree with you. It's a wonderful venue, but parking seems to be a bit of a problem.
That's something we'd have to look at. Having looked at it briefly the last time I was there, the grounds are a lot bigger than the borough fields, the area that is utilised, the runway area. So that's something we'd obviously have to go and sit down. We'll have to measure out the area, and if parking is a problem, we'd have to make an arrangement or something to that effect. It's still early days.
Dennis, one last question, the obvious one, financially. How did it go financially? Have you got any figures yet?
We haven't got any figures yet. Our club treasurer normally takes about a month to finalise everything. There's a lot of payments that still need to be made. There's money that still needs to come in and that. But so far it looks like we've made good money this year. We're very confident that we're going to make enough money to sustain us for the next few months of projects. Look, we never make enough. As a service organisation, there's always something that comes up. But we already have 2 additional fundraisers in the pipeline that we're going to be running, and then, of course, over the course of the next couple of months. So that'll be added to the show money. But normally, you know, being a service club, requests come in for assistance. All the money we make at the show could be used up by November already. So it all depends on how many requests come our way.
Dennis, thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the support you've given our organisation. Really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Thanks.